Twin Peaks fans. Welcome back.
Hello! That is never going to get old, by the way.
Hello! So, yeah, hello.
Yeah, that is never going to get old.
Never going to get old. I'm waiting for, like, the t-shirts to come out. Like, at conventions or whatever that you can buy that has the...
oh my God, redbubble.com. Let's just do it right now.
I'm sure that's probably already up, but yeah. So, welcome back to Ghostwood, everybody, the Twin Peaks podcast. I'm Charles Skaggs.
I'm Xan Sprouse.
She's right here, Xan Sprouse. Ready to talk some more Twin Peaks for episode 8 for the week ending. Well, it's actually June 8th, 2017. And we're going to talk about The Return, Part 5.
Right, it's our episode 8. It's
yes.
Twin Peaks' episode 5.
Yeah,
so.
I know I'm probably confusing everybody with the numbering, but yeah, it's our episode. I would see. This is why I wanted actual episode titles as opposed to Part 1, Part 2, Part 3.
Yeah, that's true. We're not getting that, are we?
No, not this time.
Maybe we should name our episodes.
We could do that.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
we would just call them
using one of the cool quotes or something.
We'd follow the Friends model, where it'd be like the one where they talk about episode 5.
Exactly. So kind of the same thing, only just much, much longer.
Yeah, just longer.
More characters. So yeah, we're going to talk about Part 5. We only have one episode this week to talk about. So,
it's so short when you're only watching the one.
It is. Yeah, you. I don't know about you, but when I watched Part 5 and, the credits came up so early, I'm just like, okay, there's going to be another one, right? And then I had to remind myself, nope, this is it. It's like cut in half, and we got so spoiled with those 2-part episodes for the past couple weeks. And
not just the 2-part premiere, but the 2-part streaming right after the premiere.
So it's been like 2 weeks really since both of us, because we had to watch ahead because hey,
yes,
it's us.
Did.
So this is like the first new episode for us in 2 weeks.
Right. So we got really spoiled with 4 hours of Twin Peaks that first night, and then we've had to wait. And I'm finding that I am regressing back to that kind of mindset where I'm waiting for a TV show and therefore savoring the TV show.
Yes.
Since it's not this binge watching process, I'm disconnecting a little bit. I don't have my phone in my hand while I'm watching TV.
You're unplugging a little bit.
I'm unplugging a little bit. It's like watching TV in 1990, where you know that you're going to have to wait a week for another episode, so you're going to savor this episode, and you know that you have that time.
Right.
And I'm watching it when it comes on. I'm not saying, okay, it's being DVR'd, let's watch it at midnight, or let's watch it tomorrow during dinner. I'm watching it as it premieres, and it wasn't so bad, frankly.
You're okay with it.
That's how we used to watch TV, and we liked it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we did it back then in the olden days, and we liked it.
But this time, at least, there's no commercials.
Yeah. Well, I think it's
also Showtime.
I think it's also because there's just so much on right now. I know that with the Fandom Zone, we still have a bunch of comic book shows to review every week.
Oh yeah.
So and then there's shows like that I don't do podcasts for, like American Gods. And Better Call Saul and stuff like that I watch. So yeah, my week's pretty full, regardless.
Yeah, I still haven't watched this past Sunday's American Gods, and I need to. I need to get caught up on that.
It's good. I'm just saying, it's good.
Well, it's opposite Twin Peaks. It's the one that's going to have to wait. I'm sorry.
Well, it does for me. Yes, I'm watching Twin Peaks live, and I'm DVRing American Gods.
That's exactly what I'm doing too.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things I posted on Twitter. That when Twin Peaks came on, I'm like, sorry, American Gods, it's been fun, but you've been demoted down to number 2 status because I'm sorry, Twin Peaks is taking priority on Sunday nights right now.
American Gods, welcome to.
Yeah. Oh, she kind of froze up. There we go. All right.
Well, I think from where I'm sitting, it looks like you froze up.
Okay, so we both froze up. So it's all a matter of perspective.
So I don't think we're just like,
yeah.
It just happens. So
Yeah, but
yeah, nothing against American Gods. It's a fantastic
no,
show. It's my second favorite show that's on right now.
yeah,
But
yeah, I'm really
this is
enjoying
Twin
it.
Peaks, y'all.
I'm trying to like Fear the Walking Dead also debuted this week. So yeah, there was
Yeah, I did. My DVR was getting a
so
workout this
that's like
Sunday.
Fear the Walking Dead is like number 3 on my priority list. But
I turned on the TV and it said all of the services are in use. You can't watch anything else.
exactly. All right, so
Watch this thing right here.
yeah, all right. So about this episode, part 5, uh, there was a lot of. I think this one. There's a lot of different. I mean, the past 4 episodes have essentially focused on like maybe 6 or 7 main threads. But part 5 seems to focus on a lot more, and I noticed this when I was kind of doing like an outline for for our episode, and we a lot of characters that haven't gotten the spotlight yet, and also we get some new characters introduced. So that's one of the things I want to talk to you about this week. And the first topic I want to talk about with you, if you don't mind, is She's a Warrior. And that is the bit at the beginning at the Rancho Rosa in Las Vegas, where we had these hitmen and lying in wait for Dougie Jones, and they report back that his car hasn't been moved, and then we get introduced to like one of their dispatcher or something like this. This woman,
The boss lady.
their boss lady. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's the boss, but at least she's probably their boss. And
And I was thinking, I said in an earlier episode that I was thinking that Dougie Jones, someone was trying to kill him, but
yeah,
I was thinking that someone was mistaking him for doppelganger. But no, I think someone's trying to kill him
yeah. The question, of
because,
course, is who hired these hitmen?
and we find out later in the episode, and I don't mean to get too ahead of myself. We find out later in the episode that he owes somebody money, like 50 grand.
Right.
So he's got his own things going on.
Yeah. Apparently,
And
yeah, Dougie was up to something shady.
something very shady. So we find out that somebody wants him dead, and apparently it's whoever's behind the Philip Jeffries spirit box.
Yeah.
Because the boss lady pulls out this ancient BlackBerry that looks like it runs on steam and calls the box.
Right.
She makes a phone call and it's to the box.
So this is again we have a situation where there's like obsolete phone technology being used. Kind of like with the phone in the briefcase
Right.
that Doppelganger Cooper was using.
Yeah.
That yeah, we have like an old outdated BlackBerry, and she sends off a text that says Argent 2. Now Argent's another word for silver. Not sure what that has to do with anything, but and yeah, it's hard to say if that has any relevance or not. But so yeah, we like go. Apparently, we find out later in the episode that it's like this yeah, it goes to a device, this thing like a bowl or something that's in or a pager like box or something that lights up. It's in Buenos Aires, and again, like you said, I guess does this have to do with Philip Jeffries?
Or is it still with the same
Yeah,
network of underground
yeah,
whatever that Philip Jeffries is part of? And see, I was thinking that this has whatever to do with who he owes and what he owes, because argent in French is money, just generally money.
right.
So, but we still don't know who he owes and what's going on. We just know that Naomi Watts is trying to get him to call these people off because they have, and I got the figure wrong, they have like $400 and some thousand in that bag of cash.
Yeah, it was like 425 or 450, something like that.
Some
But
really
it's up
large
there.
amount.
Yeah, that's about right. So, yeah, and then apparently the device like turns into what looks like a tiny shard of rock.
Just a little tiny shard of rock.
Why? We don't know. It's David Lynch.
Is that the shard we have to heal the dark crystal with? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Where are the elders or what? No, what was it? The
Mystics.
mystics. Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Mystics.
You're obviously the dark crystal expert, so
Oh, such a dark crystal fanatic.
I defer to your expertise. But
And does the shard of rock have anything to do with a little tiny Quidditch ball? Does it have anything to do with the golden snitch?
The golden snitch. Yes.
Yeah.
So many questions. Yeah. So so that was interesting. Hopefully we get more, but that was set up. And the next thing we head into, we go back to Buckhorn, South Dakota, for that coroner or that medical examiner, Constance, where she says, maybe it's just me, but I'd start with the wife.
I'd start with the wife because what was in his stomach?
Yeah.
Dougie's wedding ring.
Right.
Why is Dougie's wedding ring in his stomach?
So again, this kind of relates.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the cause of death is he has no head.
Yeah.
So I like the coroner. She's funny.
Yeah, and apparently she's doing stand-up on the weekends.
Yeah, there she is. Going well. So yeah, she looked in the stomach contents of the dead body.
Right.
And it's Dougie's wedding ring. It has a description from Janie E.
Yeah. Why it's in there, we don't know. So apparently Dougie was up to maybe a little murder, perhaps.
I wonder because Dougie, when he came into the waiting room in the lodge,
right,
he was wearing the ring. So
that's true.
How did he get the ring?
Yeah.
And did he do some sort of mystic trade with Doppelganger, or?
And what does this have to do with Dougie being this creation, apparently, like formed out of, or just formed as a way to, as a decoy so that if Cooper tried to leave the Black Lodge, he would go to that body instead of Doppelganger Cooper's, a.k.a. Cooper's real body. Everybody got that? Am I saying that right? Because it's like, yeah.
Everybody getting this so far?
Yeah, somebody better write this down. Listen, where's my blackboard? Where's the yarn so I can drag string across? Okay, this connects to this, and this connects to this.
Okay, I'm going to ask if Doppelganger is using Dougie as a decoy, and then you throw the rock, okay?
Yeah, exactly. It's okay, Andy. You can't hurt what isn't there.
Poor Andy.
But yeah, I felt bad. And that like or like that bloody smile or whatever from when he got hit.
Yes,
he's just kind of laughing about it, but he's all
trying so hard.
Just stomping around,
just walking around
like Frankenstein. It was pretty funny. Sorry, got a little digression there. So yeah, somehow something happened between him losing his wedding ring and getting the Owl Cave ring, the Black Lodge ring.
Yeah.
And we don't know, but it's got to do something with that, the fact that he was manufactured with the golden snitch somehow.
Well, and could it have anything to do with whose body that is?
Yeah.
Because we did get... See, I was listening to our previous episodes and thinking to myself, we should start a Ghostwood Twin Peaks podcast drinking game. You should take a drink every time Xan has a completely incorrect theory. And you'll be drunk by the end of the episode.
Oh, no, you've been right.
This time I was right. That body is Major Briggs.
Exactly.
And we find that out later in the show.
And that was awesome. I remember you texting me.
I was so excited.
You're just like, hey, I was right. And I was like, yes, you were. That's awesome.
And I was in my living room by myself, and I just yelled out, I knew it!
And Chris is probably looking...
What are you talking to? I'm like, nothing. I'll tell you later. But, yeah, that body is Major Briggs. We find that out because
Yeah, at least that's what's hinted because yeah, we go from there. We go to the Pentagon of all places.
The Pentagon, and they are tracking who's hitting those fingerprints.
Yeah,
And this is the 16th time someone's hit those
yeah.
fingerprints.
And apparently we
So
have a Ghostbuster in charge, Ernie
Ernie
Hudson.
Hudson,
Yep,
yes,
old Winston Zeddemore himself.
Ernie Hudson's great.
Yeah, so
And so he says that we have to do something. I mean, if we're
I
getting,
loved him in The Crow, by the way.
at least he didn't do that walking in the wind shit. I hate that.
Yeah, exactly.
He was good in the Crow.
Yeah,
He's always good.
he's always good. He's always good. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, and then yeah, it was the 16th time in the last 25 years, and then there's yeah, apparently, and then I guess he sends a one of his assistants, maybe, or something like that.
I'm not sure what her rank is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but basically he's sending her to Buckhorn.
I hear it's lovely this time of year,
Exactly. So
and they're going to have to get in touch. He says they have to get in touch with the FBI at this point.
I have to think a lot of these people. I mean, I'm just waiting for them to start connecting to each other.
Yeah,
It's like Game of Thrones. You're like just waiting for certain characters to meet other characters.
yeah, yeah. And
You know what's coming, but you're not just like, okay, I want to see them together now.
since Gordon and Albert are already in South Dakota, I think everybody's going to meet up and
Yeah, it's this big
think about what's
convergence.
going on.
Yeah,
Yes, the
yeah.
Grand Conjunction.
The Grand Conjunction, very nice.
I'm not going to let this dark crystal thing go. Just settle in.
Maybe you ought to write an article like the parallels between Twin Peaks and the Dark Crystal. That's great.
When Geeks Collide by
Well,
Xan
yeah,
Sprouse.
exactly. So, and meanwhile, we've got Tammy, Agent Preston, uh, going through Dale Cooper's fingerprints and also going through comparing that against Doppelganger Cooper's fingerprints.
Something's not right.
Something's not right. She's just like, And I was trying to pay attention. It looks like she's zeroing in on the ring finger.
I think so too. I thought so too, and I don't know.
So
I
do you
was
think
able
maybe
to
the
see-
fingerprint whorls, are reversed?
either they're reversed or they're Bob,
Mm,
because we did see
right. They're not
Bob in this
Cooper's.
episode.
So maybe she'll say they're not Cooper's fingerprints.
We did see Bob in this episode, so who knows?
Yeah,
Cooper,
that was freaky. So yeah, that was
awfully.
that's what I want to get to next, which is you're still with
Still
me.
with me.
That's good. Did that freak you out or what?
It freaked me out, and it made me sad
Yeah,
to think of Cooper having to have been with him for this long,
yeah.
and then it made me sad because
If Cooper's spirit is in the Black Lodge, he wasn't with Bob. Bob was just in his body, right?
right, but that's. You ever loan a friend some clothes and they just don't treat them right? Imagine this times a million, and that's what's going to happen when you
Time
get
for
your
a new friend, I think.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And of course, I felt sad because
And that
we're not
mor-
going
and,
to see
and
much
that
more.
morphing scene where he's looking
Yep.
into the mirror. And,
That was enough. Thank you.
yeah. And Doppelganger's Cooper just his face, and that was a great way to kind of work Bob back in and remind, because we did have that question. We were talking about that in previous episodes. Is Bob still in there, or is he not? And
And how
apparently,
him.
yeah, and apparently he's still in there. So, and they figured out a way, and they figured out a cool way to make it work by morphing Kyle MacLachlan's face with Frank Silva's.
They did, and they don't need the obvious.
No, you don't need to
image.
show you don't need to show the whole thing. But
No, you don't need that obvious image because those of us who are watching this
we know.
most likely saw the last episode of the original series, so we know that that's
Yeah.
Bob in there. So
Yeah.
when we see a hint of Bob, we're going to know it's Bob.
Yeah.
And that made me a little sad as well, just thinking about that we won't be able to see Frank Silva.
Well,
This
and
is just so good.
I think to also clarify the point, they showed that clip from the original series finale, the cliffhanger from hell, where Cooper smashes his face into the mirror and sees
Right.
Bob's reflection.
They reminded us of that, and then they
So-
showed us the morphing, saying,
Yeah,
"All right, he's still around.
yeah,
He's still
exactly.
here."
So that's one question we got answered at least. That he's still in there.
And we know that Bob stays with you for a very long time. He was with Leland since Leland was what, 12?
Yeah,
14?
yeah, yeah. Because he was like a kid or something, like maybe 12 years old or something. He used to go over to his neighbor's house. They used to flick matches at me. Or
Right, in that house in the woods, and
yeah,
and he was with him until Leland died.
right. And then he moved on to Laura.
And then
Well, he tried to.
oh,
He was still in Leland, but he tried to corrupt Laura as well.
he tried to corrupt Laura, but he never. Laura was too strong for him. He never got into Laura.
Right.
So then he was. He was
Maybe he was looking to jump bodies.
maybe, but after Leland died, I think he was just hanging out for a while,
Yeah.
hanging out in the waiting room until Cooper showed up.
Right. And then he's like, "Oh, I'll just take this for a ride."
I'll just take this guy.
Yep. So Bob's gonna have to give 2 rides.
Gross.
Sorry, I don't know why my brain went there, but it did.
Ew.
Apologies. So, then we're introduced to a couple of new characters as we get the return of Mike Nelson, Gary Hirschberger.
This is by far my least favorite Mike Nelson from television.
Yeah,
Gary Hirschberger.
yeah. He's not Michael J. Nelson from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
No, he's just Mike Nelson.
See, I knew where you were going with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Or,
Mike.
not Major Nelson from I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, what was his first name?
I can't remember. Apart from
Master.
Master. It just so happened his first name was Master. It was very
Just so
coincidental.
happened. That worked out really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gary Hirschberger is selling cars. Mike's selling cars.
Yeah, apparently just like Bobby, Mike has also hit the straight and narrow, and now he's just some, like, office schlub, like the rest of us.
Oh, that's what it looks like so far.
Yeah. So, yeah, this one, like, really burned out kid,
Oh.
whose name is apparently Stephen Burnett,
Mm-hmm.
and he's played by Caleb Landry Jones, who I first noticed when he was playing Banshee in X-Men First Class.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
if you're wondering where you've seen him before, that's probably where.
There you have it.
So, because I'm a big Banshee fan, because he's like Irish superhero. How many are those? How many Irish superheroes are there? Like 2.
Well, if you watch American Gods,
That's true.
There's
Yeah,
God
yeah.
too. One of the
Old man
Leprechauns.
Sweeney. Yes, who is terrific on that show.
How do you have a mullet and a mohawk at the same time?
He pulls
That's
it off,
impressive.
but and a handlebar mustache, right? He pulls it off nicely.
He doesn't really do too much with the facial hair, but yeah, he totally has a mullet and a mohawk. It's impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, this rumpled, strung out looking guy named
Total loser.
total loser.
He has like probably a totally half-assed resume.
He probably didn't even know how to spell his name. He seems like such a loser.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mike calls him in and tells him what a piece of shit he is and tells him to get out.
Yeah, which was funny. But
Mike's still not a nice guy, but we find out later how much we hate this guy. We start to really hate this Steve guy later because...
Well, he calls him that. He's like, what an asshole. And it's like, yes, apparently he is an
yes,
asshole.
He is, because he's married to Shelley's daughter.
Yes. So
Becky.
lucky Shelley, this is her son-in-law.
Fast talking guy is another fast talking guy with a cool car.
Exactly. So yeah, apparently it's come Becky. It's come full circle as Becky, who's played by Amanda Seyfried, and we had gotten Becky's name mentioned early in like episode 1 at the end, I believe.
Where she's talking to her friends about.
Yeah, exactly. When Shelley was talking to her friends, and then, but here we actually get to see her. Apparently, she's working for like a bakery company called Sweet Loaf.
Is that what it said on the?
That's what it said. Yeah, that's what it said.
Okay.
Sweet Loaf, and so they do bread deliveries for the Double R, which works out great because, hey, Shelley still works at the Double R. And apparently Becky hits Shelley up for money. And Norma, so we get Norma back, which was
Norma
nice.
still owns the place. Yeah.
Peggy Lipton. I was wondering if maybe Shelley and Norma are partners now.
I was thinking that too, that Shelley's been there
Because they
so long
see,
and they're such close friends, and
yeah, it seemed like she would
Shelley,
want like do a buy-in or something, and
yeah, she's going to do a buy-in because Norma's going to have to retire someday,
right.
and Shelley's the perfect person to groom to take over the business, and they're like they're like a sister relationship. So
I can't imagine Shelley wearing the exact same waitress uniform for 25 years and not expecting a piece of the action.
or at least a pie recipe.
Oh, I see what you did there.
See what I did
A
there?
slice of the pie.
So
Damn,
anyway,
this pie is good.
this cherry pie is a miracle.
Yeah,
So Shelley gives Becky 70 some dollars,
right.
and Becky then gives it to Steve.
And Norma's watching all this. She's not happy.
Right, and then they back up out of Norma's view and they do cocaine.
Yeah, so apparently, yeah, you're getting a total. I don't know about you, but I'm getting a total Laura Palmer vibe off of Becky right now. That she's involved with a guy like Bobby Briggs, and she's doing coke.
No, she's involved with a guy like Leo Johnson.
So she thinks she's more Shelley than Laura.
I think she's Shelley and Laura put together. I think she's Shelley in the fact that she's not just falling for the wrong guy, but the wrong guy that is bad for her.
Right.
But she's also in the throes of addiction with cocaine.
Yeah.
So she has that about her with Laura. And the idea, and when you see her take the cocaine, she just sort of leans back and looks at the sky. So
that was one thing.
That's what makes her happy. That's what
Right.
takes her to a good place. But when she comes back down, she's in a really rough spot with this guy. And unfortunately, they're married.
Yeah,
Just like Shelley and Leo.
And he knows how to work her because she's addicted to the cocaine.
She's addicted, and she loves him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
She still loves him, and so I'm thinking that maybe he's not abusive yet. Maybe he just has the cocaine, and that's why she's still there.
He's just the what she thinks is this hot guy or this cool guy in the hot car.
Cool guy in the hot car.
Yep.
But all he really wanted was a maid. He didn't have to pay.
Exactly.
So, and I'm curious about who Becky's father is, because in the credits we know she's married to Steve because she's listed as Becky Burnett.
Yeah. Now I was wondering if it was that guy that was in the Roadhouse that was kind of pointing over to Shelley. Like,
the one who was with James.
Yeah. Well, no, not that guy. Not the young kid. There was like another older, like sort of guy.
Yeah.
There was a guy about Shelley's age.
Right. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's Bobby.
With kind of grayish hair.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Bobby or who it is.
Yeah, I don't know who.
We still don't know. We still don't know who her father is.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that scene where she's like got her head looking up at the sky and she's just feeling, the rush, or all the effects of the cocaine in her system, and she's got this big Laura Palmer smile on her face.
She does.
Like, the smile fills up into her entire face. And we get the Paris sisters. I love that you love how you love me.
I love how you love me,
which was perfect for that.
The thing about Becky, though, is I don't think she's as strong as Laura. I don't think Laura would have ever given up that much control over her own sexuality as to be married.
Right.
So I think that's where she's more like Shelley, where she has this. I don't know if innocence is the right word, but this idea of traditional love more than Laura does.
Right.
And this dream of the cool guy in the hot car and the being in love and the romance, but unfortunately the romance is with the cocaine.
Yeah. It's so you see her more going down the Shelley path than the Laura path.
I see her as a Shelley with a worse addiction.
Yeah. See, I was trying to figure out, like, well, okay, presumably there's going to be another murder in Twin Peaks.
That's the thing. It could.
And
She's
she seems like
right
she would be
for it.
she seems like she would be the great suspect for that.
And I would hate the suspect or the victim.
Oh, that's what I meant. I meant the victim, but I mean the
Okay,
suspected victim. How's that?
that works. Because that's the thing, is that she could be the suspect because she's with Steve.
That's true.
So who knows?
Yeah.
And when Bobby killed someone, Laura was with him.
Right.
So we don't know.
So yeah, so
I
that
just
would makes Steve a suspect, or
I really hope nothing happens to Becky because I'm not that invested in Becky, but I would hate that for Shelley.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully she's not working at One-Eyed Jack's on the side as well.
Oh, I hope not. Yeah.
Because we still haven't gotten that reintroduced. I have to think One-Eyed Jack's is still in play.
Well, and if they already have the cocaine,
right? Because we know there's drugs being run across the border,
right? And if they already have the cocaine, when Shelley gives them the money,
right,
they're getting money from someplace else. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Unless because with Steven or Steve getting the drugs to give to her, he's getting them from somewhere.
And he obviously doesn't have a job. So we saw him apply for a job that he didn't get. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, but it's going to be tragic. He's a loser.
Loser.
So why don't you kill me?
So why don't you kill him? Yeah, exactly. He's a loser, baby.
Like a termite.
Yeah, exactly.
Choking on the splinters.
Nice.
I love that line of that song.
Very nice. All right, so we finally catch up with what Cooper is doing in Dougie's body. And Cooper goes...
Again, I was totally wrong. He's not a realtor. He sells insurance.
Right. But that was a fair, that was a good call.
But he's just tacky. Everybody else is wearing black suits. He's got that lime green shit on, and nobody seems to notice that.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
They don't say, "What is it, laundry day, man?" or anything.
Right, exactly. So apparently, that's his everyday clothes.
He just looks like that.
It's nothing unusual. They're used to it.
And they're just used to him being weird, too. He's walking around and shuffling. They're like, "Wow, Dougie, I didn't know if you'd be in today." And he's not talking very much, and he's just really acting spaced out. And they're just helping him out, and because Dougie's apparently a piece of work, no matter who's in his body.
Exactly. So Janie E gets him off to work, and she says
call those people.
Yeah, she talks about that she hid the winnings.
Yes.
And apparently, I got it down here. It was $425,000, by the way.
$425,000.
Yeah, exactly. So she hid it in their spot.
In their spot, and you need to call them today and call them off and tell them we can pay them the $50,000.
And you're asking an awful lot from who you think is Dougie right now, because that's not happening at least until Cooper gets a lot more coffee in him, apparently.
Right. And that is so funny that the coffee is what's bringing him back. And I'm loving all the little...
Well, then that makes sense, too, because that was, remember, that was also a line that kind of gets repeated from the original series finale, the old waiter. And we've talked about how Cooper is acting like the old waiter.
He is.
He says, coffee, coffee.
Ah, yeah.
So you notice when he was in the elevator and he sees that guy holding all those cups of coffee.
Damn good Joe, huh, Dougie?
Right. But before that, he goes, coffee. Just like the old waiter said it. He
is just like the old waiter, and he's the coffee.
Am I wrong about that? But that's how it sounded to me.
I think it sounds a lot like that. And what's so funny is that the coffee keeps every little thing. Again, this is the traditional amnesia trope of television.
Right.
That all these little things will bring back the memory for people. So the coffee starts it. The coffee starts the process.
Well, it's almost like it's fueling him up.
It's fueling him up. It's bringing him back.
And it's flushing out all that crud that's in him.
Yeah.
Like the Garmonbozia.
The Garmonbozia, the black smoke, the black sludge. And little things are coming back to him. Like he is an insurance agent.
Yeah. Yeah. He emphasizes the words agent. And then case files.
And he has to take home case files.
Right.
And so all these little things are,
These little tidbits are adding up.
and then there's that,
Not fast enough, in my opinion, but
well, we just want our Cooper back.
get on
And
with it.
the statue in front of his office
Right.
with the gun.
It's like a cowboy.
Yeah.
And it's like pointing in a direction with a pistol. So that's what points him in the direction of the insurance building.
Somehow he knows. And then
Yeah.
there are bits of Cooper's abilities coming back with that friend of his where they're having their staff meeting and about how we have to pay that claim. And he just says,
that was Tom Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
And he's just says he's lying.
Yeah.
And since he said it in kind of a Cooper voice, I'm thinking that it has to be true. That somehow Cooper is able to.
Well, Cooper always was good at that. He could always tell who was lying.
He was always good at that. He could flush up anybody.
Like he would,
So
like when they were interrogating Bobby, and he would text Harry.
He
and
did
say,
not do it.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that. So he was always good at that. So it does seem like he's starting to come back, just really slowly.
Right, so I'm assuming that Tom Sizemore is lying about the fact that those claims have to be paid. I'm sure there's some sort of insurance fraud going on, that he's the inside man.
Right.
And so
he's all pissed off that like say it to my face, Dougie.
You're lying.
Yeah, go on, out with it. So yeah, he's all, and then he gets called Dougie in air quotes, gets called to his boss's office, and that's when he talks about the
case files
and the agent. Yeah, so that's kind of it for Cooper this week, apart from the end credits where he's looks so sad just staring at that cowboy statue.
What is going on, and what is going on with Cooper and shoes? Because did you see him looking at that cowboy's shoes?
Oh, see, I thought it was looking like his belt buckle or something, but maybe
I thought it was the shoes.
Okay, maybe it is the shoes. I could be wrong.
His shoes got left behind in space, and now he's looking at the cowboy shoes. I don't know what's up with shoes.
I don't know either.
New shoes.
New shoes. You beat me to it.
New shoes.
You're so much faster than me. You beat me to the punch. Okay, so we pick up with, or we go back. I think we focus more on, or we go back to the casino. I'm sorry. Yeah, we go back to the casino, and we're introduced to the Mitchum brothers.
Jim Belushi.
Yeah, not Mitchell from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Mitchell. But yeah, it's not Joe Don Baker. So, but
who is no longer with us, but still, thank God it's not Mitchell.
Yeah, but it is Jim Belushi, as you said, and Robert Knepper, who's always fun to watch. He was recently on iZombie. He was a hoot there. So he's always great to watch. He's great in the Transporter 3. I think he's in lots of stuff. Heroes, he was on.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was on Heroes. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was during that Carnival season.
Okay.
On Heroes, but yeah. So it's Rodney and Bradley Mitchum, and they have 3 blonde showgirls: Mandy, Candy, and Sandy, as their arm candy. No pun intended. And so Rodney is really pissed off at the casino supervisor guy.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get some flack for letting $425,000 walk out the door. And he thought he was going to get killed, so I think he got off easy by just being told to leave town.
Pretty much. So yeah, he gets the crap kicked out of him, and then that pit boss Warwick, which is David Dasmalchian, he gets apparently promoted in the process, and he's told, like, hey, if Cooper ever shows up again, to let the Mitchum boys know.
Yes.
So presumably he's going to go back to the casino at one point.
Or they're at least hoping he is. And if that happens, then...
Yeah, because I can't think that's going to be the last we see of the casino. Right? Probably not. But I don't know why you would go back. But
well, I'm assuming that whoever he owes money to,
right,
has something to do with gambling debts.
Yeah, unless it's whoever's on Cooper's trail investigating, trying to piece together what happens. I don't know.
Now I'm still not sure who those other guys in flashy cars are that are after Dougie.
Hot guys and flashy cars.
Those were not hot guys.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now.
Bad boys and flashy cars. So then we go to what has to be the episode's bizarrest moment or sequence ever, which is, of course, is old Dr. Amp, Dr. Jacoby.
Oh, my God. Like I said, I was reading way too much into those shovels.
Apparently. Yeah, because you were saying like golden shovels was a metaphor or meaning something. I can't remember what.
Yeah, it's some sort of poetry format. And
yeah.
I thought maybe they were going to have some meaning about breaking ground or whatever. No, they're shit shovels. They're golden shit shovels, $29.95, and you can order them from Dr. Amp off of his YouTube channel, which apparently all the crazy people in Twin Peaks are watching because Jerry Horn's watching it and Nadine Hurley is watching it too.
Which kind of tells you something about his audience and who he's catering to. Yes.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Pretty much. And I like Jerry. He was sitting in the woods getting baked while he's watching the video podcast.
Just getting totally baked, possibly on more baked goods.
Yeah.
And he's sort of laughing. I think he's watching it ironically.
Right. Well, but if he's stoned, he's just probably giggling at everything. He's probably
just thinking, "Oh, this is hilarious." But
But Nadine looks really into it.
I think Nadine is like going to vote for him later.
Yeah, exactly. So
Dr. Jacoby is out in the woods painting shovels because he's nuts.
Yeah, apparently Dr. Jacoby has gone. We thought he was over the deep end before. He's way out in the woods right now. He is.
Oh gosh.
I mean,
he is up in Sandusky in the blue freaking hole, man. He is. He is not coming back from this deep end. Let me tell you.
Yeah, pretty much. So he's doing video podcasts now. Now he's trying to I don't know if he's just raising money to eke out his weird existence in a trailer, or if he's
I have no idea.
or if he's doing it for a purpose. I don't know, but yeah. So he's basically like he's gone total Alex Jones, and he's talking about like vast global conspiracies, poisoning foodstuffs in order to give us all kinds of terminal diseases. And he's like, it's 7:00. Do you know where your freedom is?
Yeah, of course he has some crazy off the grid YouTube channel.
Right.
That everybody can watch.
And it probably has to be the one of the best lines of the episode where he says, "Coming to you live and electrified from Studio A, high atop the escarpments of Whitetail Peak, the roof of the American Hindu Kush, this is Dr. Amp doing the vamp for American liberty." Holy crap.
Oh, Russ Tamblyn.
I don't know how he got through those scenes without just laughing so hard. But
oh my gosh. But what else would Dr. Jacoby be doing right now? He lost his license somehow.
Right, yeah. We know that from the book that he lost his license, but you figure he would have landed something a little more sane, but apparently not.
No, this is Dr. Jacoby. Dr. Jacoby has been insane from the get-go. Remember how the book told us that he has these books and theories that are widely discredited, and it just seems like the only place anybody will even listen to give him the time of day is in Twin Peaks.
So yeah, he's gone full-blown conspiracy theorist.
Oh my gosh.
Now we know he might be right about the red spectrum from reading the book.
True. He might be. That's the thing, is that
how accurate is he?
Right. That's the thing. That's another classic trope of the crazy person has that one glimmer of truth in their ramblings.
Right. Even Independence Day, that horrible Independence Day movie, had Brent Spiner doing that shtick as the crazy scientist guy.
Or yeah, you've seen that all the time. Or like that. What was that? It was just called Conspiracy Theory with Julia Roberts and Sugar Tits. What's his name? Mel Gibson.
I love that that's how you remember Mel Gibson.
Well, there's another quote from Mel Gibson that I
Yeah,
really like, but I will not say it on the podcast because it's just very rude.
that's probably for the best, I'm guessing. But
Sugar tits is rude too, but I mean,
yeah,
if that's going to be your legacy, he
yeah,
should own that.
I would say so. So yeah, but so yeah, he's doing infomercials for these shovels, and yeah, it's just like, what happened to you, pal? Holy crap!
Charles,
Yeah.
how bad do you want to go to Home Depot and buy some shovels and some Krylon?
Well, we got to get the little thing that like the assembly line to spray paint.
We got to set that thing up first. But
Yeah,
I
because I'm not paying
so bad.
$29.95 for these shovels. I'm gonna.
No, I so bad want to make one of these.
Yeah, that would. I'm sure.
2 coats guaranteed.
If it, I wish we had like Twin Peaks conventions so we could see like the cosplayers do it as Dr. Jacoby, because that would be perfect for the cosplaying.
There
Dr.
have been
Jacoby.
Twin Peaks conventions, and I'm sure they're coming back. So
I would hope so, because yeah, that has to
I,
happen.
I don't even necessarily want cosplay. I just want to put it in my yard and see
Yeah.
who notices, and just come up to me and be like, "Did you shovel your way out of the shit yet from Dr. Amp?"
Yeah, that's great.
Oh man, Dr. Jacoby, I was not expecting that.
No.
So
Yeah, we were
but here's
we were trying to figure out, because for like the past, like there was like the first two episodes, they show little tidbits of Jacoby with spray paint. And you're like, okay, where is this going?
mhm. and that.
And it went in completely different direction than what you expected.
But now that I've seen it, I keep thinking, why didn't I see this coming?
Yeah,
Now it seems so obvious.
yeah, that he's just gone totally off the deep end. All right.
Totally off the deep end.
Okay. So now on to a more unsettling topic, and that's the keep the whole pack.
Chad, I told you Chad was up to no good.
Yes,
Chad is up to no good. He is a crooked cop. He's taking bribes.
Yep.
Chad's no freaking good, man.
Every office has a Chad, and apparently this one is up to no good.
Oh, I don't like Chad.
All kinds of shady.
I don't like Chad.
So yeah, we go back to the Bang
And
Bang Bar.
I'm wondering now,
Yeah.
is Chad messing around with Bobby's cameras? Like, is Chad like the inside man in the police department that's making sure drugs come over the border from Vancouver?
Yeah. So I would say that that's a strong possibility. I think that's
I don't know what's going on with Chad, but I don't like it. I don't like Chad.
something's going on there. But
Yep.
he's obviously doing more than just talking to his pine cones.
Oh,
Yeah. So
knew that guy was up to no
yeah.
good.
Well, so yeah. So we're at the Roadhouse again. The band of the week is Trouble, and the guitarist for that band is
He's
actually
related to somebody, isn't he?
yeah, a little nepotism going on, because yeah, the guitarist happens to be David Lynch's son, Riley.
Yes.
So he's had both his son Austin, who played Mrs. Chalfont's creepy nephew or
Mhm.
grandson, creepy
Grandson, yes.
yeah, creepy grandson, and that was it. So he was there and like in Fire Walk with Me, and then here we have Riley playing with the band, and actually apparently he is part of the band.
He is. Yeah, this is his band, and they're pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It had a very like Blue Frank feel to it.
Yeah, yeah,
The Pink Room music. Yeah,
kinda.
yeah.
Yep.
So from Fire Walk with Me. So we're introduced to another bad boy, Richard Horn, and that last name should obviously send off a whole bunch of like alarm bells.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Yeah. So now here's the right off the bat. Is this the Richard from Richard and Linda that the giant warned Cooper about?
He's the first Richard we've seen.
Right.
So I'm thinking he's
Yeah.
and things don't happen in Twin Peaks without a reason. So we don't usually see people without a reason.
Yes.
So I have a feeling if we're going to see somebody new,
I like how you're tearing off your Snapple wrapper or whatever that is.
oh yeah, I'm a compulsive peeler.
Right.
If there's a bottle of lotion or shampoo or ketchup or anything like that.
Yeah, for those who don't know, yeah, she's tearing off a label off a bottle.
Yes, I've got a bottle of lemonade and the label's got to come off because I
It
don't know.
it compels you.
I just I
It's not an
you know
OCD thing, really. Really, it's
no,
not.
not at all. No, not at all. Um, when Chris and I will go to those half price books
Yeah,
clearance sales at the fairgrounds,
yeah.
it's I love shopping there and I love coming home because I get to take all the stickers off.
They drive me nuts too. Like when I go to Barnes and Noble, and if I get a book there, that sticker drives me insane.
I used to work for Barnes and Noble, and every
Yeah,
time the sale would be over, I
yeah,
would volunteer to take the stickers off. I
yeah,
love peeling things.
yeah.
I love peeling stuff. And I I just recently bought a new refrigerator,
Hmm.
and the guys were they brought it, they were setting it up, and they were pulling that film off.
Yeah.
I was like, "Can you not do that?" He's like, "Well," I said, "I kind of want to do that myself." They're
Or
like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is the stuff right here."
so like if you got
Giant
it,
sheet of plastic.
so like if you got a new printer and it had that sheet of plastic to keep everything all nice and shiny, so you take
Oh,
that peel that right off, and
that is so satisfying.
that's slow peel because you don't want to rip it.
No, you want to get it off all in one piece if you possibly can. We
Exactly.
recently set up my parents' new printer, and it had little pieces of tape
Yeah.
on it to
Yeah.
keep everything. And Chris took one piece of tape off, and I just looked at it. He's like, "Oh, what am I? I'm sorry," and he like put it back on. But yeah, compulsive peeler.
Yeah.
So
I would say so. That's funny.
yeah,
So yeah, Richard Horn. We already right off the bat we know he's a total douche because he's
he's a
sitting,
horn
well, that, but also he's sitting under a no smoking sign smoking,
smoking.
which right there screams total douche.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's getting kind of crap from the like the Roadhouse manager or whatever. And then of course Deputy Chad shows up.
I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I've got it. And he says, "Give me a smoke." And Richard gives him an entire pack of cigarettes,
Which,
which
when he opens it up, has a couple $100 bills in it. So
so yeah,
Chad's on the freaking take.
exactly, total bribe.
Mm-hmm.
And then just as if it's not enough just to like totally bribe a cop,
Then he has to practically sexually assault somebody.
pretty much. Now maybe that's why he did that, so that he could get away with like, yeah, pretty much sexually assaulting a young girl right there in the booth.
Oh, he's no good. I'm wondering who he is. I mean, he's not
Yeah,
that old,
yeah. I
so
mean,
he could.
so let's hope it's not Cooper's kid.
Well,
But if
it
he
would.
is, that would explain the Richard and Linda.
Well, how would he be Cooper's kid?
Well, that's true. He never had sex with Audrey. You're right.
No, so is it Billy Zane's kid?
That's the only other suspect if it is that.
But I seriously,
Unless he's related to Jerry.
unless he's Jerry's, which could very well,
Yeah, we don't
you
know
know,
what
Jerry
we don't
gets
know
around.
what Jerry was up to.
Well, the thing is, I seriously doubt that if Audrey had been pregnant by John Justice Wheeler, that not to be too macabre about this, but I don't think the pregnancy would have survived that explosion.
Yeah.
So it could, but just what I'm saying is that he's not. He
Yeah.
doesn't seem like he's a very old person, so he could
I think you're
technically be Audrey's.
yeah, I think you're right. I think it's
I
not.
doubt, I seriously doubt he's Johnny's,
Yeah, I do too.
and I can't imagine him being Benjamin Horn's son. I can't imagine Benjamin Horn having more kids.
I mean, yeah,
So
doubtful.
I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, so it's probably Jerry's. Yeah. The question is grandson, maybe.
Grandson, love child. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the.
Yeah, who
Is
knows?
his mother Hepa the Snow Queen?
Right. Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah.
But obviously he's got a has some horn connection. I guess we'll find out.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was a really disturbing scene with
That
him.
was very disturbing, and and you're thinking like you have like 300 times more police now.
Yeah.
Why are
Exactly.
these people here? Oh, because there's Chad.
Yeah. Exactly. The one cop that is actually there, able to do something, is totally corrupt. Great.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. And so our last scene is at that prison where Doppelganger Cooper is being held in South Dakota. And if you remember, this was the same prison that Doppelganger Cooper, before he was caught, was looking up schematics for.
Yes, he
Right?
was.
Right? So he finally gets his private phone call.
Yeah, and
This was big.
this was big.
So when the doppelganger he places the call, then he like looks right at the camera and says, "No, I'm not going to call Mr. Strawberry.
Not going to call Mr. Strawberry.
Not going to call Mr. Strawberry. We have no idea who Mr. Strawberry is. What's up with that?" But another question thrown out, or is he just like talking nonsense?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm expecting there is a Mr. Strawberry.
Right, exactly. So he picks up the phone and then he dials like a crazy long series of numbers. And
Again, I'm assuming it's the Philip Jeffrey Spirit Box network.
probably. And so this, in the process of doing this like freaks out the entire prison.
Their phone system, their electrical system,
Alarms
their
are going
surveillance
off,
system,
lights
everything.
are flashing, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
The cops are freaking out, and whoever Doppelganger Cooper's talking to, excuse me, he says, "The cow jumped over the moon." So we're getting nursery rhymes.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden the doppelganger hangs up and everything's back to normal.
What did he do? Who did he call?
Yeah, so what's up with the disruption? What created that?
How was he able to do that?
Who was he actually talking to?
What did he actually call?
Yeah, so many questions.
So many questions.
And then we're left with, again, Cooper staring at the cowboy statue.
For the entire credits.
Yeah, as we hear Windswept by Johnny Jewel.
Yes.
So, that's our episode. Anything else that I left out? Forgot?
Well, the only other thing is we once again saw the crack addict mother and her child.
Oh, yeah, Crack Mom.
Who almost gets blown up when Dougie's car is blown up. So...
But fortunately, the kids survived because we don't want anything to happen to the kid.
No, we absolutely don't.
We wouldn't mind it if Crack Mom blew it up real good.
But I'd like for somebody to find him first, so he doesn't stay in the house with no food.
Can we get Child Protective Services in there to get the kid out and then let Crack Mom get blowed up real good?
And then let her go try that car out, see if she can start it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what did Dougie do? Because I don't know, man. $50,000 doesn't seem like.
So did they pay maybe these the whatever agency the hitmen are working for paid Crack Mom just to keep an eye on Dougie's house?
She is falling down on the job, I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah.
She's the only thing she's looking at most of the time is the inside of her eyes.
Well, if she's anything like Stephen Burnett, yeah, I'd say so.
Oh boy, my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that and we got a little better view of that neighborhood. It doesn't seem like it's a new neighborhood being built. It looks like a neighborhood that was built and then lost funding.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like
and
they were like
crappy.
Like they started it but couldn't finish the development.
Right, either the guys ran off with the seed money or the venture capital dried up or whatever, and so
maybe it was all a front.
Possibly a front.
Like a money laundering front or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like how Lenny on The Simpsons tried to buy a condo. That crane just sits there every day.
That was a brilliant, obscure piece of pop culture you just threw out.
I'm really good at the brilliant, obscure Simpsons quotes.
That was great. much respect.
Like I said, that's how my mind works. It works in references.
That's fantastic.
Passages from books, lyrics from songs, quotes from films.
Mine does too, but not to this degree. You have me totally beat.
I'm just lucky, I guess. Every once in a while, someone finds it extremely entertaining, but most of the time, people are just confused as hell when they talk to me.
Well, I'm entertained at least. So,
Well, that's good. I'm
and
glad.
hopefully all you out there are entertained as
I
well.
hope the listeners are
Yes.
entertained.
So, um, all right. Anything else?
No, I think we got it all. I was just so excited to be right about Major Briggs, although I don't like the fact that he's headless in South Dakota with somebody else's wedding ring in his belly.
Yeah, you don't really want. Maybe that's why he was headless floating through space.
Yeah, that's right.
You
That's
know,
where his head
when
is.
he said Blue Rose.
And I'm curious, I'm dying to know what those other 15 hits on his fingerprints were.
Right. Who was trying to track him down?
Right.
Or what caused it? Yeah.
Yeah, who's been.
Who's keeping tabs on Major Briggs?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, could Doppelganger be using Major Briggs' fingerprints? I don't know.
Let's just say that it's Philip Jeffries doing everything. He's our default answer to all these mysteries.
The Philip Jeffries Spirit Box Network has got some secrets.
So do you think that maybe, hopefully, there's some David Bowie footage before he died?
I don't like to dream.
As Philip Jeffries?
I don't like to dream too big, Charles.
But wouldn't that
But
be awesome?
that would be so great.
That would be such a shock.
That would be so
A welcome shock. But yeah.
Oh yes. Yes, that would be fantastic.
That would be like the perfect secret to keep under wraps and then spring it and just blow everyone's minds.
Oh man, that'll be so great if that happens.
Yeah. I don't want to get my expectations up, but
No, I don't like to dream too big.
yeah.
Especially where David Lynch is involved.
Exactly. Who knows? All right.
Who knows, but get lucky.
Okay, so what's your rating for this episode?
I am going to rate this episode. Ooh, what should I? How should I? Wait, duh! This is 8 out of 10 shit shovels.
Of course.
That's my rating.
See, I had a feeling you were going to go with that, so I didn't want to steal it. So I went same person, same reference, but different reference. So I went with 8.5 out of 10 cosmic flashlights.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Yeah. So so just remember where has everybody got your cosmic flashlight?
Oh my gosh, I have one.
Yeah, I can make one.
I want to make one of those too. You just put wings on a flashlight. It's very simple.
Exactly. You get some cardboard and just tape it on there. It was so easy. But
I have a huckleberry tree.
Oh.
No, a mulberry tree, not huckleberry, mulberry tree. So I could do mulberry extract if I wanted to.
There you go. Very nice. Okay. So yeah, that's about it. So Xan, where can they reach you if they wish to find you on the interwebs? Yes.
Well, I'm on Facebook, Xan Sprouse.
Good place to start.
And then I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as Udinax19.
Right.
Udinax, of course, is Xanadu spelled backwards. And that's also my Google Plus, but I almost never check that.
Okay. Fair
my
enough.
Google Plus account is basically there for me to be signed into YouTube with something.
Well, see, mine just posts stuff. I don't actually actively operate on Google Plus.
Oh, so you have a bot that posts all your stuff for you?
Yeah, exactly. So the way it's set up, because like when I post my blog articles on Blogger, it automatically will post to
everything
Google Plus. Yes.
Nice. Okay.
So, and apparently people are actually liking the articles on Google Plus enough that they actually follow me on Google Plus. So all you crazy kids on Google Plus can follow me there, and read my articles and stuff from Damn Good Coffee. But I'm also like Xan. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter at Charles Skaggs. You can find me there, or at Charles Skaggs on the Instagram. And Facebook, of course, like I said, and then my blog of geeky things. Oh, it just totally. Oh no, Cooper vanished. Come back.
No, make the other sound before you make that one.
Which other sound? Oh,
the sound when you fail.
Oh, that one. Not that one.
No, not that one. This is the failing sound.
Yeah, that was a total fail.
That's the one. That's the one.
I'll
Love
give you
that.
that one. All right, let's try this again.
Damn good coffee.
And
hot.
Yes.
yeah, damn good coffee and hot, where I write about Ghostwood and Twin Peaks and all kinds of comic book and sci-fi goodness. Like I did my Wonder Woman movie review recently. You can check that
I
out
still
there.
have yet to get out and see Wonder Woman, so
You should enjoy it. I liked it a lot.
everybody's loving it, so I'm
Yeah.
excited for it.
It's if nothing else, it actually sticks the landing. So
Oh, nice.
which is a strange concept for DC movies recently, but yeah, they've figured out how to actually have a decent ending.
Fantastic.
So
I can't wait.
So right there should give you some hope to go see it.
I'm very excited.
And so yeah, there's that. And then there's my other two podcasts that I do, the Phantom Zone podcast with Karen Lindsay, and where I talk about comic books on TV shows, and Doctor Who podcast that I do with Jesse Jackson, Next Stop Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast. So please check those out. And also please rate us on iTunes here at Ghostwood and review us. That would be great. It helps people find us because we want
Helps
to
people find us, and
we
it
want
helps
to
us
grow.
know what you want to hear.
Yes, and please like us on Facebook. We got 35 likes now.
Yes.
So we're steadily growing. Would love more. We'd like to get to 50. So help us
That'd be
get up to
nice.
50. And thanks to everybody that's been liking us on Facebook. And also thanks to everybody that's been liking us on Twitter. So you can reach us there at GhostwoodCast. And reach us. And so, yeah, please follow us there on Twitter. And you can also, if you want to email us and say hey, or tell us how you're enjoying Twin Peaks, or your favorite theories, you can email us at ghostwoodpodcast@gmail.com. So please do so. We would love it, and we will read those comments right here on the podcast.
Yes, keep in touch, everyone.
Because we're cool like that.
And we just want more people to talk to about Twin Peaks, for sure.
Exactly. So, yeah, and you can always talk to us on Facebook as well, and all kinds of stuff. That's why we have the page. So we want to grow the community. So, all right, I think that about does it for now. It's weird to be like ending so soon, isn't it?
Only an hour of television.
That's true. That's true. So, so everybody gets out of school early today.
Class lets out early, kids.
Exactly. So you can actually go do other stuff instead of just listening to us yap all day. Since we were like almost 2 hours last week.
I know, right? This is very efficient for us.
Yeah, it is. So let's end on the good note, nice efficient note, and we will see you next week for the Return Part 6, and those innovative episode titles continue. And please come back and join us right here on Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.